Alright guys, in this video I want to prove the quadratic formula. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, and I'm going to convert it in such a way that you end up getting the quadratic formula. Now, if you've been watching some of these other videos that I've presented, one thing that you will come to realize is that the process to deriving the quadratic formula from ax squared plus bx plus c actually comes from completing the square. You're just completing the square with variables instead of numbers. But the approach is essentially the same process. So what we need to remember first off is that when we're solving the quadratic formula, we're solving for the special case when y is equal to 0. This is, of course, where the graph crosses the x-axis. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, we're going to first we want to get ax squared plus bx by itself, so we'll move c to the other side. So we have negative c equals ax squared plus bx. Now, if you recall, to complete the square, in order to complete the square, we have to have a leading coefficient of 1. Right now, our leading coefficient is a, which could be 1, but doesn't have to be. So, easy way to get rid of that is we're going to divide through by a. So we have negative c over a equals x squared plus b over a x. Okay. The next move is that when we complete the square, we take this b over a value, we divide by 2 and square it. So we'll end up getting x squared plus b over ax. Now I said we're going to take this b over a and we're going to divide by 2 and then square it. So this is going to give me b squared over 4a squared. And what we need to remember is what we add to one side, we have to add to the other. So I have to add this b squared over 4a squared to the other side as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we're going to continue the process. And the next part in this process is, what does all of this become? Well, what we say is it's always this part here, x plus or minus this part here. So this becomes x plus b over 2a squared. And if you don't believe me, you can actually square this back real fast and you'll arrive right back here. So we know the shortcut for doing this is you square x, and so you get x squared. You square this, which would give you b squared over 4a squared. And the middle part is x times b over 2a times 2. Well, if you multiply by 2, the 2 in the denominator will cancel out, and you'll be left with b over ax. So, and if that's not clear, go ahead and repeat the process, and you will see that you actually end up getting that. Okay. Now, over here on this side, I'm going to go ahead and get a common denominator, and I'm going to multiply by, let's see here, 4 over a top and bottom. And the reason why I want to do 4 over a is because 4a times a is 4a squared. So this will give me negative 4ac plus b squared. All over 4a squared. So you can already kind of start to see the quadratic formula. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit. This is b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. So it's starting to see like the discriminant right here, right? Now, the goal here is to get a by itself. I'm sorry, x by itself. So my next move is going to be, well, I need a contrasting color. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So what happens when you take the square root is that this is just going to become x plus b over 2a, and this is going to equal to, on this side, when we take the square root, remember we can take the square root of the top and the bottom. So the top is going to be b squared minus 4ac. Remember, when we take the square root, it's plus or minus. On the bottom, we're going to take the square root of 4a squared. Now, the square root of 4a squared is fantastic because that is just 2a. Now we're really starting to see the quadratic formula. And all I have to do to finish this off is move b over 2a to the other side. So to do that, let's see here, let's go with purple. I'm going to subtract b over 2a. And the beautiful thing about this is it's already over 2a, so I don't have to get a common denominator. And we can put it all over 2a. So now we have negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And that's x. So, as I've been telling y'all, if you've been watching some of these other videos, the quadratic formula is nothing more than completing the square, and now you have the proof for y. So, thanks for listening, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.